We're really at the crossroads now. So either we'll have a red hot bull market, which brings us into this stock to flow range, or we'll see a distribution phase and then a bear market phase. Yeah, and then of course the stock to flow will be invalidated, and other models are more right.
Bitcoin is at a pivotal moment. If it doesn't recover soon, an extended bearish cycle could be on the horizon. That's the latest warning from PlanB, the renowned Bitcoin analyst behind the stock-to-flow model. The cryptocurrency recently plunged 18% from its January peak, shaken by the $1.4 billion Bybit Ethereum hack, which sent shockwaves through the market. While PlanB acknowledges that such volatility is typical, corrections of 20 to 30% are common even in bull markets. This drop took many by surprise, as expectations for new all-time highs in February were running high. Now, Bitcoin faces a defining test. It must regain momentum to sustain its bull run or risk slipping into a prolonged downturn. Stay tuned until the end of the video as PlanB unpacks what this drop means for Bitcoin and how likely it is to stage a comeback in the near future.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
Bitcoin dropped to $84,000. That's minus 18% from the 102,000 in January. So the reason for this drop was the Bybit Ethereum hack. $1.4 billion in Ethereums stolen, and that spooked the market. But of course it had little or nothing to do with Bitcoin. Anyway, the minus 18% dip is a big dip, but it's not unusual for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very volatile. Even in bull markets, we can have multiple dips that are 20 or even 30% minus. However, it was still an unexpected dip. I expected more all-time highs after January all-time high, and I expected February to be an all-time high as well, above 102,000. So we're really at the crossroads right now. Either we'll have a red hot bull market, a continuation of the bull market, or we enter the distribution phase into a bear phase. So what will it be? I don't know. That's a big question. Was this the top? And is this dip the start of the bear market? Or will we see a V-shaped recovery and more bull market action? So we recovered about 10% of the minus 80% drop, but we'll have to see how that will follow. If we look at relative strength index, the RSI, it was also down to 63. 63 is green, so that's this green dot. Down 13 index points from 76, orange, last month. So the good news, of course, is that 63 is still above 50. And everything above 50 is uptrend. So we're still in an uptrend. But the bad news, of course, is I expected more, or finally RSIs of 80% plus and red dots. That was the expectation. We didn't see that minus 18% return. So a RSI of 63. What seems to be the case, I'm not sure, but it looks like it, that the normal range of the RSI for normal assets like stocks or the dollar euro rate, the normal range would be between 30 and 70. So everything above 70 is overbought and will revert back. Everything below 30 is oversold and has a possibility of going back. So with all the traditional finance guys moving into Bitcoin, ETFs, etc., I think they are a little bit spooked by RSI of 70 and 76, for example, that we saw in January. So it looks like they sell every time that the RSI is above 70, 75, and then they're hoping or waiting for an RSI, a normal RSI range, so 30, and of course, Bitcoin has never had a RSI at 30, and then of course it bounces back. But so it seems like the traditional finance guys don't have the guts to wait for these big 80% RSI 80 plus moves. But we'll see what happens. Look at the 200-week moving average. The black line is at 45 in February. That's up slightly from 44 in January. And that's the good news. It's still up. I mean, the 200-week moving average always goes up, and that's still the case. But the bad news, of course, is it's a very low increase. And that is very unexpected, because if you listen to my last video, I expected this 200-week moving average to curve upwards, to see the increase in moving average getting bigger and bigger, and that's not what we see. We see the increase getting lower right now. So that's something to be looked at later, but we keep an eye on it.
According to PlanB, the next few weeks will be crucial in deciding whether Bitcoin will continue its rally or enter a longer correction. One key indicator he monitors is the Relative Strength Index, which helps determine if an asset is overbought or oversold. Typically, a reading above 70 signals that an asset is overbought, but in previous bull markets, Bitcoin has soared much higher without experiencing immediate pullback. However, with more traditional finance investors now involved, Bitcoin tends to face selling pressure once the RSI crosses 70, making price movements less predictable. PlanB also keeps an eye on the 200-week moving average, which tracks long-term trends. Although it is still rising, the slower growth suggests that Bitcoin's momentum might not be as strong as many had hoped. Let's return to PlanB as he continues to share his valuable insights on Bitcoin's potential future.
Realized price, 2-year realized price. So that's the cost base of the buyers of last 2 years. It's a gray line. The bad news there is it's unchanged at 74,000. So again, I expected, like every bull market, that this realized price line would increase sharply. And here too, in every bull market, the realized price increases sharply. Right now it's unchanged. The good news, of course, that Bitcoin at 84,000 is still above the 2-year realized price of 74,000. And that's, like every bull market, this 2-year realized price serves as a bottom, as a floor, if you will, and Bitcoin will be above the 2-year realized price until it drops below, and then of course the bear market starts. So the good news is we're still above it, and let's see what happens next month. Now, stock to flow target. My target is still this 500,000 for average, right, for the 2024-2028 halving cycle. And of course, it's not a point estimate. It has some uncertainty around it. So there's a range of about 250,000 to 1 million Bitcoin. So if the average will be, for example, 400,000 or 300,000 or 600 or 700,000, that's all okay. That's all within this range. It doesn't have to be exactly 500,000. So this target is still a lot higher than most other models, right? Especially, for example, the power law model, the diminishing returns models. Those are all very much lower, even below the 250K lower band of the stock to flow model. So that'll be interesting to see. And again, we're really at the crossroads now. So either we'll have a red hot bull market, which brings us into this stock to flow range, or we'll see a distribution phase and then a bear market phase, Yeah, and then of course the stock to flow will be invalidated, and other models are more right. But again, I expect more all-time highs in 2025. I expect higher RSIs above 80, red, multiple months of RSI 80, and I expect the moving average to curve upwards and also the realized price to curve upwards. The good news, by the way, is that we just started this year, 2025, right? Only 2 months in. We have 10 more months to go. So let's see what that brings. And as always, models are simplifications of reality. So all models are by definition wrong, but some are useful.
Bitcoin's lowest price forward metric, created by network economist Timothy Peterson, now indicates that $669,000 is the new price floor, with a 95% chance Bitcoin will never fall below it again. This model, which accurately predicted the 2020 bull run, had foreseen that Bitcoin would never return to 4-digit prices after August 2020. Peterson remains optimistic about Bitcoin's long-term prospects, reaffirming his target of $1.5 million per Bitcoin by 2035. However, he cautions that after Bitcoin's recent dip, a cooling-off period of 2 to 3 months could occur before the bull market momentum picks up again. Despite Bitcoin's sensitivity to geopolitical factors in 2025, Peterson's models suggest that the broader trend remains strong, with higher price targets still ahead once the market stabilizes. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.